challenge-based learning is a method that allows us to not separate the subject areas, but actually work in a multidisciplinary way to combine things, thread different subjects together in order to answer questions that are important to our lives. So this idea is actually an old idea, but I don't think it's been used perhaps in education as much as it should be.
Challenge-based learning, or CBL, is collaborative and hands-on, asking students to work with their peers, teachers, and experts in their community and around the world. The purpose of this is to develop a deeper understanding of the subjects students are studying. In a nutshell, challenge-based learning makes sure no student is slipping through the cracks of
mediocrity
and instead exceed expectations they never knew existed. Challenge-based learning allows students to accept and solve challenges, take action, share their experiences, and enter into a global discussion about important issues. Better preparation creates a better future for our younger generations.
The main point of challenge-based learning is to address a broad topic that is relevant to the student and/or the community. The big idea is to accomplish the goal that the student is attempting to achieve. The challenge posed by CBL is to guide students to understand real-world solutions and develop projects by way of essential questions. CBL allows the student to take action in their own community to improve their lifestyles and lifestyles of others around them.
Essential questions are questions that are written to provide the framework and base for the project. For example, our project's essential questions, to be answered later, are: how does CBL relate to real life? What skills are students learning from a challenge-based learning experience? Is CBL taking initiative to change the world? How is CBL better than traditional teaching methods? And how does CBL relate to us as students?
It gives teachers the opportunity to learn from the students instead of students learning from the teachers, and it lets the teachers to learn more about what the students like and what they want to do.
So how exactly is CBL beneficial or necessary to our everyday classes? Challenge-based learning engages students in learning in a beneficial way to enhance learning. In fact, over 3/4 of students across every age group felt that they had learned more than what was required of them. In other words, they exceeded the previous expectations. Students also felt that they were part of solving a big problem and worked harder than they normally do to achieve a realistic goal. Challenge-based learning is highly recommended by teachers as well. Studies show that teachers found CBL effective in engaging students and helping them master the material. Over 90% of teachers across every grade level felt that CBL was a good use of their limited time and would use it again. Over 3/4 of teachers across every grade level felt that their students mastered the expected material and that their overall engagement in class increased. This is highly beneficial to the students and their learning environment. Technology is huge in today's world, and challenge-based learning is ideally suited to teaching in a technological-rich environment. CBL is most effective in classrooms where every student has 24/7 access to a laptop or device of some sort and persistent access to the internet as well. Today's students are incredibly technologically gifted and already have the technical skills needed to engage with CBL effectively.
Supplemental questions are used by students during the creation of their projects. They help students figure out how they are going to carry out their projects and if there are going to be any problems. Some of our supplemental questions are: how will we present our project? What is the goal of our project? And how will our project change others' view on CBL?
Well, I think true challenge-based learning is supposed to be school-wide, where every classroom is focusing on the same problem in their own different disciplines. But I think that that's ultimately a wonderful idea, whereas with standardized testing today, we have to kind of modify it more, whereas you're giving a challenge to a group of students in your own classes where they have to identify the problem or fix the problem. And I think that that has definite merit with curriculum, as long as it can fit into the constraints of the school district.
I think challenge-based learning helps students develop problem-solving skills that are applicable to the real world.
Challenge-based learning relates to real life by using problems happening in the real world as a big idea. Some examples of this are improving water quality, helping feed the hungry, reducing waste, and improving nutrition. These are all problems that the people in our community and surrounding communities face. This makes students aware of the challenges going on in real life that people in their community are facing. Challenge-based learning requires technology to research and create an effective way to solve a big idea and answer the questions developed. Using this technology relates to real life by giving students skills and practice working with new technology. New technology is being developed every day, and challenge-based learning allows students to develop the skills needed dealing with technology.
I learned real-world application, taking a major idea, problem solving, and getting an end result.
I think it's great because it gives kids a chance to be more creative.
Students who use challenge-based learning require many different skills and talents. They learn how to accept and solve challenges given to them. Students who do not use challenge-based learning simply research what they need and put it together to answer an essay or project question. Challenge-based learning teaches students how to take action to solve the challenges. Students learn how to share their experiences and enter into a global discussion about important issues.
I think that challenge-based learning is really cool because it gets you a chance to think outside the box and really do something that could help people.
I think challenge-based learning is good because it helps kids think differently than what they're used to by thinking out of the box and everything.
Challenge-based learning provides students and teachers with a chance to change the world. CBL's main goal is to allow students and teachers to address local challenges that are impacting neighborhoods, communities, and the world. With powerful ideas to help communities, along with the creativity of our country's youth and new technology, CBL can help change our world. Whether the project be finding out ways to help children in need find a cleaner water source, or just creating a new recycling plant, CBL will better our country and our world, and the power behind it will be the youth of today.
Challenge-based learning move our world forward.
I think that challenge-based learning allows us to become more emotionally attached to our assignments, and therefore it allows us to innovate more effectively.
Using challenge-based learning allows students to expand out of their comfort zones and solve real-world problems that have an impact on their life or their community. Rather than using traditional rote memorization methods, students who use CBL have the opportunity to become emotionally attached to their projects and assignments. Using this emotional attachment, students will have a much easier time innovating new solutions to real-world problems that are present when using CBL. CBL provides skills that students will use in the real world.
Well, I think challenge-based learning kind of opens up new opportunities for students to explore different ventures in their educational experience. It provides them to work with others more cooperatively and more closely than more traditional learning methods would provide students with, and it provides students with the opportunity to use technology and other opportunities and information more to their advantage. I feel challenge-based learning is a really positive way of teaching students.
I think challenge-based learning is a great concept. It allows students to actually create using technology and using the resources that they have to reach out to their communities and maybe make a positive change. It's the closest thing that we can do probably in public education to real world, to give the students a real world example. That's very difficult when you're boxed into walls every day. So I think if done correctly by the teachers, I think it's a great concept.
As students working on a CBL project, we can research issues that are important to us and make sure others are aware of these problems. Learning about topics that are actually important to us as students will make us interested and invested in research. CBL enriches our school experience and our knowledge of real life matters.
Well, when the student is given a challenge,
he has to work with other people to get around that challenge, and it takes a lot of time, hard work, determination, and effort. These qualities are good in successful students.
Through tradition in the well, creativity's what I yell. CBL works really well, but some teachers are in our way.
I trade my notes for a chat.
Conversations were the
Unity as a class,
I'd rather learn this way.
Essential questions.
it's the right direction.
Making real world connections.
Hey, we just met you, and if you're yearning, come on over for some challenge-based learning. It's hard to get those brain gears turning, so come on over for some challenge-based learning. Hey, we just met you, and if you're yearning, come on over for some challenge-based learning. We got some big ideas, let's get them churning, so come on over for some challenge-based learning.
You took your time with the books.
I think you should give it a look. Once you start, you'll be hooked. Come on our way.
Oh yeah, scripture read outside.
It really gets us involved.
Traditional learning's dissolved, but it's in our way.
Essential question. It is the right direction. Making real world connections. Hey, we just met you, and if you're yearning, come on over for some challenge-based learning.
It's hard to get those brain gears turning, so come on over for some challenge-based learning.
Hey, we just met you, and if you're yearning, come on over for some challenge-based learning. We got some big ideas, let's get them churning. So come on over for some challenge-based learning. Before CBL was in my life, school made me so sad. It made me so sad. It made me so sad. Before CBL was in my life, school made me so sad. And you should know that CBL makes me so glad.
It's hard to get those brain gears turning, so come on over for some challenge-based learning.
Hey, we just met you, and if you're yearning, come on over for some challenge-based learning.
We got some big ideas.
Let's get them training. So come on over for some challenge-based learning.
Before CBL was my life, school made me so sad. School made me so sad. School made me so sad. Before CBL was my life, school made me so sad. And you should know that
The challenge you made me